Warning, this podcast contains themes of extreme violence and murder. Subject matter may be offensive to some listeners. Discretion advised.
Welcome to another episode of Evil Transgression, your homicide headquarters here in podcasting. I'm Josh, and with me as always, Dustin and Rex.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. What was that? What's that all about? Hey, Dustin, what's going on?
Nothing. Just wearing my pink bracelet.
He's still precious. Speaking of precious, I seen that your dad called you precious.
Oh, yes.
Was that an homage to that, or was it just? It's exactly what I said. That's how people think. They're like, precious.
So precious. Well, because I say it all the time. In the family, somebody does something silly, I'm like, oh, that's so precious. He was getting me back.
Everybody's week go well? Did you work another 70-hour week?
72.
That's not legal.
But what's funny about it is if he didn't go on vacation every 2 weeks, the work would always stay caught up and he'd work normal hours.
Shut up.
How many weeks you get off a year?
5.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, is that sick and vacation?
That's just vacation.
Dang. It's pretty good.
So,
But you're taking off all the time. That's what you do. You're like the least.
look, here's how I look at it.
You're like the least reliable employee ever.
I am the most reliable because I put in 72 hours a week.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but you miss 5 weeks out of the year at least.
But here's the thing. I got 2 kids, and
Yes.
I want them to be able to go and see things and enjoy things, you know?
Yeah. I got kids too, but I can't afford to do that because I have to go to work. I'm required to be there.
You come work with me.
No, because I don't want to pick up your slack when you're gone for 5 weeks out of the year.
Hey, someone on this podcast had a birthday.
Oh, no. I wonder who it
Someone
was.
did.
Should we sing happy birthday to him?
Oh, don't.
I'm not in the mood for that. So we'll just say happy birthday to Rex.
Thanks.
It was Rex's birthday. He turned 27.
Oh, I wish.
27.
Rex is staring down the barrel of 40 now.
Oh, God, so close.
Yeah.
1 year away.
It's all right, man. 40's the new 20.
Hey, I tell you what, though. Mentally, I still feel 18 years old. Now, physically not always.
how do you feel?
More around 30s. But mentally, yeah.
Yeah, but that's a bad thing because sometimes that brain tells you can do something like you're 18, and then you go do it and you get hurt.
Then you're sore. Yeah.
See, that's close to mine. Mentally, I'm like 12 years old. Physically, I'm like 65. I woke up this morning like my back is hurting so bad. And then I had to get up like 3 times in the night and pee. Like,
Yeah, I do that too.
he's getting old.
Yeah, weak bladder.
Speaking of getting old, let's get old in this episode here.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to travel back in time again because that's what we like to do on this podcast because, I mean, not many of us hear stories from the 1800s,
Right.
early 1900s. So we got a gentleman by the name of William Kemmler today. And
Sweet.
Before we go back in time, though,
yeah,
can we come back to the future?
well,
Ooh, like the movie?
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
we are going to come back to the future
And the
talk
DeLorean.
about our Patreons.
Go ahead, Joshua.
This episode is sponsored by the patronage of Paul, Angela, and Jennifer.
Ooh, we got 3.
3 of them.
Sweet.
You can be a Paul, Angela, and Jennifer, too.
Without changing your name. By joining the good old Patreon.
That's right.
We'll talk about that at the end of the episode.
Yes.
Because only those Patreons get to hear the sweetness of Beyond Evil episodes.
Yep, behind the scenes.
The old behind the scenes episodes. It would be like before the scenes episodes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Behind the befores. We'll get to that. But, yeah, we're going to go back in time. Talk about old Kemmler. You're going to like the way this one ends. It's brutal.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Buckle up, Evil Mom, as we discuss William Francis Kemmler. William Francis Kemmler was born on May 9th, 1860, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to German immigrant parents. Both of William's parents were alcoholics. William dropped out of school at the age of 10 to work in his father's butcher shop.
It's off to a great start.
Yes. This left William unable to read or write. So kind of like you, Dustin. A few years later, William would lose both of his parents. His father died from an infection he received after getting into a drunken bar fight. His mother died from complications of alcoholism.
Ooh.
Jeez.
So William watched both of his parents lose their life due to the devil's juice.
Ooh. I've never heard it called that.
By the late 1870s, the slim young man went into the peddling business, where he earned enough money to buy a horse and a cart.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us what peddling is?
Peddling's like a traveling salesman with a cart and horse.
Oh.
It's like
What?
it's like a garage sale on wheels.
Why didn't he just go down to the Chevy dealer and buy a car?
It was 1870.
Oh, so they didn't have cars then.
No.
Negative.
We've discussed this.
Okay, we'll get it.
William had traveled to Buffalo, New York, and began dating Tilly Ziegler. So you can assume by this point, William Kemmler is getting his life together. But in reality, William, who again watched both of his parents suffer from alcoholism, had become quite the heavy drinker himself.
Took up the devil's juice.
It did. And with William's alcohol use came stupid decisions.
As usual.
One night, he had gotten so drunk, get this, he bet his friends who were also drunk at the time that he could jump his horse and cart over an 8-foot fence.
Genius.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong with this?
Right.
He's like a Wild West Evel Knievel.
That's what I was just about to say.
Well, he was wrong, and the crash destroyed his cart and goods. But it wasn't so much as a sobering event for William because he continued to have drinking binges. Apparently, being a vegetable peddler in the slums of Buffalo, New York will cause a man to drink. I don't know. He was well known in the saloons around Buffalo, and they referred to him as Philadelphia Billy. So he's like a barroom legend. Like, just imagine them saying, "Remember that time Philadelphia Billy tried to jump his horse and cart over that 8-foot fence?" But just like many legends, William Kemmler had his downfall. On March 29th, 1888, William was recovering from a night of drinking when he and his girlfriend, Tilly Ziegler, had gotten into an argument. William accused Tilly of stealing from him and planning to run off with one of his friends.
Uh-oh.
Tilly, who probably had enough of Philadelphia's Billy's drunk ass, spouted off and told William to kick rocks. William Kemmler calmly left the house, went to the barn to fetch his hatchet. When he returned, he struck Tilly repeatedly until she was dead.
Ooh.
Dang.
William then walked to the neighbor's house and told them what he had done. Kemmler was arrested. So you just killed your girlfriend with a hatchet.
Mm-hmm.
And then go to the neighbor's house like, y'all ain't gonna believe this.
Yep, I did it.
Did it again. I done did it.
That escalated quickly.
Better call the law.
Call the law.
They're like, "Come on, Bill, Philadelphia Billy. What'd you try and jump our fence again?" Nope. Then took the hatchet to Tilly. The trial moved quickly, and William Kemmler was convicted of first-degree murder on May 10th, 1888. 3 days later, on March 13th, 1888, William Kemmler was sentenced to death. But this wasn't your run-of-the-mill 1880s execution, folks. William Kemmler would not see the gallows. In January of 1888, New York had instituted death by electrocution.
Oh, Sparky.
Yes.
William Kemmler would be the first to be executed under New York's electric chair.
Yeah, ride the lightning.
The electric chair was already set up in Auburn State Prison, just waiting for its first victim. Many opposed the use of electricity to, quote, humanely extinguish life.
I wonder how they test those. They get a brand new one.
Well, you're going to learn.
Oh, really?
You're going to learn. In fact, one of the biggest opponents of the electric chair was one of the leading developers of electrical power, a man by the name of George Westinghouse.
As in the brand?
I'm pretty sure
Wow.
pretty much everyone has heard the name Westinghouse.
Yes.
A little fun tidbit here. The electric chair was invented by Alfred Southwick, who was in fact a dentist.
What?
How does that even happen?
Southwick claimed to have watched a drunk get electrocuted by accidentally touching the terminals of an electric generator, and it seemed to Southwick it was a painless and quick death. So he's like, hey, I watched this drunk grab a hold of these terminals and fried him up. But hey, it didn't look like it hurt him too much, because he's dead.
Well, I'm wondering, though, you know, they'd put the sponge on the top of the head so the electricity would shoot there first. I wonder, you know, then how they got that idea, you know?
Yeah.
Like, did they do it without the sponge at first, and then they were like, "Oh, this is bad."
Well, I mean,
Caught on fire.
the science.
Yeah.
I think it would be like the science of it. Like, I mean, that's why you don't touch anything electrical when you're standing in a puddle.
Yeah, true.
So, but I mean, why not take a dentist's advice on capital punishment, right?
Hey, it worked for years.
Yeah, well, this is the first one in New York's history, like the very first one in the U.S. So we're going off of a dentist saying, I watched a drunk get fried once. I don't think it hurt him too much. And they're like, that's a hell of an idea, Southwick. Let's try it. So an appeal was made by Kemmler's lawyers that the electric chair violated the 8th Amendment's prohibition of cruel and unusual punishment. This started a war between George Westinghouse and a fellow by the name of Thomas Edison about the types of electricity there was. Westinghouse used alternating current in his equipment, and Thomas Edison used direct current.
He loved his DC.
Loved his DC. So the electric chair was to use alternating current. So basically, Thomas Edison said that alternating current was the executioner's current. So he's like bad mouthing, like,
Oh, okay.
his electric ain't good for nothing but killing people. I mean, can you imagine these two icons of electricity fighting over?
Oh, yeah.
Your power is going to kill people. Westinghouse did not want to be associated with executing people, so he hired a lawyer to help in the appeal of this case. The appeal was rejected on October 9th, 1889, and the U.S. Supreme Court decided there was no cruel and unusual punishment in death by electrocution. On August 6th, 1890, William Kemmler was awakened at 5 a.m. He dressed in a suit and tie and ate breakfast. After eating and a short prayer, the top of his head was shaved and Kemmler was led to the death chamber at 6:38 a.m. Now, that's a big difference on how it's done nowadays.
Yeah.
We're not going to wake you up and say, put on your best Sunday suit.
Right, yeah.
We're about to fry you. But that's pretty rough.
Yeah,
I mean, he
it is.
didn't. His last meal was breakfast. Like, we're doing it early.
That's an early ass breakfast.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So Kemmler sits in the electric chair in front of 17 witnesses. This is 6:38 in the morning. Kemmler was calm and collective and said, "Gentlemen, I wish you all good luck. I believe I'm going to a good place and I'm ready to go." He sounds like a good man, other than the fact that he killed a woman with a hatchet.
Right.
Right.
A hole was cut in the back of his suit so a second electrical lead could be attached to his back. Yeah. Hey, we're going to cut your suit up and jam an electric probe in your spine to go with the one on top of your head. William Kemmler's face was covered and a metal restraint was placed on his bare head. Finally strapped in and ready to go, Kemmler said, quote, "Take it easy and do it properly. I'm in no hurry."
In no hurry.
Oh my God.
But I mean, what do you say there? Like, you don't know how this is going to go. They told you it's going to be painless and good. And that's probably what he's expecting. But, he's probably a little nervous.
I'd say so.
I'd probably be with him. I'd be like, yeah, you guys can go ahead and take your time.
Take your time. Make sure all of it's done correctly. Where's Westinghouse? We want to make sure he's got this all set up right. So the switch was thrown, and 1,000 volts passed through William Kemmler's body for 17 seconds.
Ooh.
Unlike the horse, the equipment was tried on the day before.
What?
Kemmler was still alive and breathing. Yeah, that's how they tested it.
Wow.
What?
Took a horse in there and strapped him up.
I feel bad for the horse.
Yeah. How'd they get the horse to sit on his ass?
They probably just stuck it on his head. Stuck freaking probes.
How mad would you be? You're just sitting there just eating your grass. And then
just out neighing in the field.
And some dude walks up and puts some on your head and you're like, ooh, a new helmet.
What is this contraption? Mankind. Bzz.
Asshole.
There goes Black Beauty. Gone. That's rough. Trying it on horses.
I know.
Bunch of dicks.
Mm-hmm.
So 17 seconds, 1,000 volts at 17 seconds. He's still alive. I mean, they was like, oh, he's gone. And then they realized, somebody was like, hey, wait a minute. He's still breathing.
Wow.
And then panic sets in and they're like, hurry, turn it back on. So after the doctor confirmed he's still alive, a second flip of the switch was ordered. And it's not going well for the first go with the electric chair and a prisoner, in case you were wondering. And it's not going to get any better.
Oh.
The second attempt was with 2,000 volts and administered for about 2 minutes.
Jeez.
Wow.
Blood vessels under Kemmler's skin ruptured and bled, and some witnesses reported that his body actually caught fire.
Oh.
A horrible odor filled the death chamber. The remaining hair around the electrode on Kemmler's head began to singe and smoke. In a later autopsy, it was discovered that the blood vessels on Kemmler's head had carbonized and the top of his brain had hardened.
Jeez.
Wow.
The electrode attached to Kemmler's back had burned through to his spine. Overall, the killing took approximately 8 minutes.
That's insane.
To say the least, some of the witnesses who were reporters had some pretty interesting storylines to run about the execution. Several witnesses passed out in the corridor following the execution. It was quite the scene, I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just imagine the smell of burnt freaking hair and body parts. And, it's like, what movie was it? The Green Mile.
Green Mile, yeah.
Where they didn't wet the sponge and,
Yeah.
and he like fries him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Percy didn't wet the sponge here.
Man, I could not stand that dude in that movie.
But just imagine the smell and the sight of watching this guy. They're a lot of them were probably there like, this is revolutionary. This is the first time we're going to execute a man by electrocution. So, we're going to have a huge story to write about how humane this was and how great it was and painless it looked. It was everything but that.
You'd think the state would have looked back and been like, yeah, this probably isn't a good way to do it.
Yeah.
But they totally did not.
No. They did this shit till what, like the 80s?
Yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, hey, if you kill somebody,
Yeah.
your feelings don't really matter to us.
Yeah, that's true.
We're going to kill you back.
So there were mixed reactions to the execution. Dr. Southwick, the dentist who came up with this brilliant idea, said, quote, "We live in a higher civilization from this day on."
Oh, man.
Now, George Westinghouse had a different opinion on the matter, stating that, quote, "They would have done better with an axe."
What?
Wow.
Westinghouse, they used his electrical
Right.
ideas. I think it was a Westinghouse generator as well.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, they'd have done better if they'd have just chopped him up with an axe.
Jeez.
William Kemmler was buried on the grounds of Auburn Prison. And that is the story, short but sweet,
Yes.
of William Kemmler.
Yeah,
He had it rough.
that's brutal.
That's awful.
Yeah. But I mean, he did kill his girlfriend with a hatchet.
Right.
That's true.
One mistake. Oh, well,
And then 8 minutes of hell.
Right.
one mistake he made that didn't involve a horse, a cart, and an 8-foot fence. But he paid dearly.
Yeah.
But they figured out better ways of using the electrical chair.
They get more horses to practice on, or
Probably. So just imagine, like, we need to go get us a couple thoroughbreds and work this issue out. That is a terrible way to use horses, though.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah,
But I'm sure there was an overabundance of horses back then.
maybe.
I mean, still, it's a horse.
I mean, I'm not
It's not like,
saying it's okay.
hey, let's go grab a horse and try this chair out. Well, everybody now knows where Dustin stands on animal cruelty.
No, that's not what I meant.
Dustin used to have a dog. We'll get into that later.
I have two.
Oh man,
That's rough.
yeah, it is.
But I think it would be kind of hilarious to watch the reporters coming out of the room like, "Bleh."
Oh, I'm sure there was vomit.
Oh, for sure.
Because I remember back in high school, I was smoking a cigarette before school, and
Electrocuted yourself?
no, but I didn't have my lighter, so I borrowed it off one of my friends. I didn't know they had freaked the lighter. You know what that means? Where the flame gets like 3 or 4 inches. So I go to light the cigarette and it burns my eyelashes off. The whole day, that's all I smelled was burnt eyelashes. So I can't imagine.
Burnt his eyelashes off. He comes in with no eyebrows and stuff. Labrax, my friend freaked a lot. Freaking a lighter. I'd never heard of that in my life.
Oh man.
It would be funny to watch you come into class with.
Well, was it freak the lighter, or am I thinking freaking black and milds? What they actually call when you do it the lighter?
I don't know.
I think it was they freaked Black and Mild.
You freak-
Well, they definitely did, but I thought they said that with the lighter too. But I don't know. Who knows?
This is way too much 90s lingo for me. But that's a good one. I thought. I figured you guys would enjoy that story.
I like
Not
that.
so much for the murder, but for the execution. So
Right.
now, hopefully, everybody learns something. You,
I
you
definitely
learned
did.
how they tested the. I told you,
Yeah.
you would learn how they tested the
Good stuff.
chair out.
That was a good one.
What do you got for me? Oh, Rexy.
All right. If you have not done so, go to our Facebook page, give us a like. If you have any ideas, comments, questions, you can email us at eviltransgression@gmail.com. You can also check out our website, which has all of those links. Dustina,
Well, Rex, I did have something, but you took it, so
you're welcome.
I have nothing.
Oh, you have to have something else.
I got nothing.
You got it.
Patreon.
Well, yeah, you can go to eviltransgression.com and check out our Patreon.
I mean, for the love of God. This is the first episode?
You can do that. You can also check out our stores and check out our blogs.
Yeah.
Josh has a lot of good blogs on there,
Not as many as what I'd like.
but he has a lot. You should read them. They're very interesting.
True.
Go check those out. And also, if you're listening to this part and you have a Apple product, just go and leave us a review. If not,
Wait. Before you get there, you said if you're listening to this part, if you're not listening to this part, you suck. And you need to listen to this part.
All the way to the end.
But if you have an Apple product, just go to Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. That helps us, move up. And if you don't have Apple, you can go to Castbox and leave us a review on there,
Yes.
or wherever you listen. Other than I think Stitcher, I don't think you can leave comments on Stitcher.
If you don't have an Apple product and you would like to leave a review, send them an email and tell them that they suck because you can't leave a review.
Or do that too.
So after everybody sucks for not listening,
Sucks to suck,
yeah,
doesn't it?
not having us on there. let's give a shout out. We have a new listener over in across the pond.
Who's that?
Over there in England. Donna sent us a message from the eviltransgression.com little thing down there at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Send us a message.
Right.
Said, new listener from England, absolutely love your podcast. So,
Thank you,
That's
Donna.
awesome. Thanks.
we're international.
Mm-hmm.
International Men of Mystery.
Austin Powers.
So thank you, Donna. Yeah, for sure. For giving us a listen over there.
Don't.
She's like, great, I'm not listening to that stupid idiot. Listen to these stupid idiots.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, so if we could just get our...
He's like, what? He doesn't even know what's going on right now.
I'm just here.
Yeah.
Did you not get much sleep last night?
I didn't.
Why not?
Fills up.
I was working so hard all week.
All 72 hours.
I was planning a vacation because that's what I do every 3 weeks. I would like for a listener in like Ghana to send us a message like, you guys are so great. When I'm out hunting wildebeest with a spear, I listen to you.
With my AirPods.
Enough of that before
Yeah.
we get shut down by the FCC.
That's right.
I wonder if the FCC has anything to do with our podcast.
No, I don't think so. We
be
can
cool
say
if it
whatever we
did.
want.
Yeah, take that, Howard Stern.
Yeah.
I heard Howard Stern's turned into a straight sissy.
Has he?
Yeah.
I haven't watched his stuff.
I read
in
an article the other
years.
day that said that he's no longer the shock jock. Like he hasn't left his apartment in a year.
What?
Yeah, he's like a germaphobe.
Wow. I did not know that.
So hey, maybe we should take over his spot on Sirius Radio, and we'll have our own jobs, and we'll just podcast all day.
We pay to put this podcast out, so we can say whatever the hell we want.
That's true. That's true. It's true. But it was a good episode.
It was, yeah.
Right.
You've already done your spiel about Patreon, which everyone should sign up for, so you can listen to our Beyond Evil episodes,
Right.
which is really just us being idiots.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny. At
It
least
is.
that's what I've heard.
Right.
Yes, we got good reviews.
Definitely go check us out on our baby, our beautiful baby, eviltransgression.com.
So beautiful.
Go ahead, take a look. Got our tip jar there.
Right.
Slide on down, hit that tip jar. If you enjoyed our episodes, throw us a bone.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't, throw us a bone. And we'll
either way.
if you send us enough tips, we'll buy a new host for the show and execute one of us.
Dustin.
My guy Kenny sent us a tip
Mm-hmm.
for us to go get some wings.
That's right.
I like wings.
I do too.
Love wings.
Oh, yeah. Wings.
So we'll go ahead
So
and do
good.
that. And thank you, Kenny.
Well,
Absolutely.
like you recommended, normally we record these Saturday or Sunday morning, and I should just have you guys come over one night, and for dinner we can have the wings, and then we can do a Beyond Evil episode.
Absolutely. That sounds good.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan. If there's wings involved, I'm there. All right. Enough of this.
Let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle.
As long as everybody's got everything they want to say.
Yeah, I'm good.
Until next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Peace.